Hello and welcome to this edition of Stay Fit with CNBC TV 18. I'm Shibani Gharat. Well, in this edition of Stay Fit with CNBC TV 18, we're going to discuss how to do squats and lunges. To teach us how to get squats and lunges and do it in the right way, we have Coach Amit Dahiya with us today. Welcome to Stay Fit with CNBC TV 18 again, Amit.
Thank you, Shibani.
Most of us, we do squats on a regular basis. We do lunges to build that lower body strength, but we don't know how to do it right. So what are the basics of doing squats and lunges?
So we need to understand it's an exercise which helps you to build strength, at the same time mobility of the lower body, which helps to keep your joints very strong and mobile. We keep the legs right under shoulders. Now from there, toes can be little pointed outside, like 5 to maybe 10 degrees. Ideally, when you start as a beginner, you always try and to keep your spine straighter. You take the hands in front so that you can maintain your torso, your upper body straight. From there, you descend the hip down and back. So back and down slowly. Once you reach the bottom, very important, make sure that you look forward, you don't look down. Otherwise, what happens, you tend to fall forward. So I want the chest to stay up and you stand up straight. Second thing, what I see a lot of people, because of the lack of strength in their glute, what they end up doing is as they go down, they buckle their knees in. So which usually look like this. So when you go down, they drop the knees inside, which is the wrong way. So you have to very importantly drive the knees away.
Push the knee outside.
Yes. And then you stand up.
Now squats are taken care of, but we have two different types of lunges. One is the forward lunge and the second one is the backward lunge. How do you understand that whether you are doing a lunge in the right manner or not?
So one thing very important to understand, lunge is very functional exercise. When we say functional, our walking pattern is lunging pattern. So we usually walk forward, or say whenever we are walking, it's always in a lunging pattern. So if I'm doing a forward lunge, again, stance is very important. When you start, make sure the legs this time is right under your hips. So not shoulder this time, now it'll be right under your hips. Now from there, you're gonna take a decent stride where you can balance yourself and you can move left and right from that.
Sure.
If you take a too long stride, you might not be able to move left, right easily.
Sure.
So you take a decent stride where you are stable. Now from there, as I went forward, the moment you go forward, the weight will be on the front leg. It won't stay on the back leg, so it stays a little forward. Now from there, you descend the hip back and down again and go all the way down. So once you go down, press the back leg and come forward.
Okay, so this was the forward lunge, but the backward lunge is a slightly trickier business because a lot of times we end up doing a curtsy lunge instead of a backward lunge. So Amit is going to show me how to do that curtsy lunge.
So one of the common mistakes is they end up going in the same line, which becomes very challenging to balance. So you end up losing balance when you go down and the knees are not really in a line. So courtesy lunge, actually, if you are advanced athletes that you've been training for long, then you can actually perform to strengthen your lateral part of your glute. So which will actually ideally should look like this. But then again, this is not really a aligned one, which I don't recommend for a beginner or for a newcomer. So ideally, again, the stance should be the way we do a forward lunge, same stance. You keep your legs right under your hips. Again, you take a decent stride where you can balance. So you take a step back and pushing the hip back and down, leaning a little forward, go all the way down again, pressing from the front leg and stand up tall.
Alright Amit, thank you so much for sharing these tips with us. I hope every time you squat and you lunge, you follow these tips that Amit just shared with us today. That's it for now. Till I see you next, sweat, smile, repeat.